So this is Cape Town International Airport, and there's a reason I'm sitting here at 5 in the morning. I'm waiting for a flight to Durban to go test out the new Ford Ranger FX4, and coincidentally they're also launching a bunch of new tech that they're going to show us, and I'll be sure to show you. Super stoked. Let's go. So this is what we are supposed to get on right now. Not sure if I trust this, but yeah, let's go. So yeah, it's been an adventure we landed in KZN. We're now somewhere around the Eastern Cape, KZN border. Not quite sure where we are. My geography ain't on point. But all in all, it's been quite an exciting trip. We've gone on boats. We've gone in small planes where I didn't think that we were going to land that safely because there was a cliff on the edge of the runway. I wasn't too sure about it. But we're here. We're alive. It's an experience. We've been boating. But we are here for the car after all, so let me tell you a little bit about that. We've put the Ranger through its paces, and when I say that, it didn't really seem like it was being put through its paces. It just seemed like it was in its natural habitat. I'm not going to lie to you, I was a bit skeptical with the auto box because I've done a lot of 4x4ing in my life, but it's always been with the manual low range gearbox kind of 4x4, like when you think of the full experience. And I wasn't unsure of whether this would actually make it up the mountain per se, but I was more concerned that I wouldn't be enjoying the experience as much. I wouldn't feel like I was actually driving the car. And I'm actually happy to report that that wasn't the case. This thing is incredible off-road. There's just no other way to put it. With the low range box, you still have full manual control over which gear you're in. I was a bit concerned that you wouldn't have the clutch control to kind of rock the car back and forth if you did get stuck, but you can still do that. You can activate your diff lock. It's got automatic hill descent. You can even put this thing into two-wheel drive mode for when you're just cruising around the city, and then you save a little bit of fuel because you don't have to drive both axles. There's a lot of practicality, there's a lot of thought that's gone into making this car, and I know that the Ranger isn't a particularly new vehicle, so they have had time to work on it, but it is always good to see that there are improvements. A lot of cars feel stale nowadays when they've been recycled over and over again through the years, and this doesn't feel like that because you do have the updated soft touch over here on the dashboard with the sporty trim. You've got the steering wheel that makes all the difference, because someone like me who wants to drive to Joburg to and from and do long trips and use a vehicle to actually get places and do things with, it's just refreshing to see some thought that's gone into it. Oh, it just it looks the part, and then you take it off-road and you're like, okay, it is the part. Price wise, 687,900 Rand for this new updated Ranger FX4 10-speed auto. Here for the car, right? But Ford is, in conjunction with launching the FX4, launching their own app called Ford Pass. And when I thought app, I thought, okay, well, how much can you actually do with the car? Is it going to be gimmicky? Is it going to be something you're going to show your friends at parties and then kind of get over it? functionality on the app is, however, quite useful. It's not just gimmicky. If you are up at 7 a.m. every morning, leaving the house by 8 to get to work by 9, you can tell your car to start at 10 to 8. Warm up, get your temperature to a specific degrees Celsius, have the engine warmed up so when you get in, everything's ready to go. You don't need to worry about the security issues too much because, I mean, even when you start your car, it keeps the doors locked and you can't actually unlock the doors any other way unless you have the keys or you use the phone to unlock the doors. And then you also don't need to worry if someone does smash the window, get into the car, it locks the gear into park mode until the keys are present. I don't know how many people do this, but if you lend your car to a friend to help move his bed from Komaki to wherever, when he gets there and he phones you to say, hey Alex, I've locked my keys in the car. You don't have to phone the roadside assist and get them to come and like break into the car. You don't have to do like the whole coat hanger MacGyver, get into your car. You literally, from your app, if you are at the waterfront, just log in and then you unlock the car for him and then he's able to get the keys. It's just like a level of convenience that we haven't really seen before. And then another little bit of functionality that I found incredibly useful, because we've all been to Canal Walk. I don't know who designed those parking lots, but they designed them to confuse me. I am convinced. Because you go there, you finish a shopping trip, you get something to eat, and then you leave. You leave through the entrance you thought you came in, and you try and remember the shop. Oh, I was close to the Capitec, that's where the entrance was. Can't find your car. Well, now you can use the app, tell you exactly where your car is, and you don't have to waste any more time paying for extra parking fees. Then in terms of like the service side of the app, it is really useful to have this sort of stuff, because I personally, I've lost my service book for my car. So now we're moving more into the digital age, right? So it would only make sense to include that somehow into this. And they've roped it in such a way that you can actually see firstly your odometer reading, your fuel gauge, how, like you can plan your trip before you even get in the car. You can see, I can make it to this stop. On the app you've got an embedded map, so you can see there's where the petrol stations are. You can book your car in for a service. It'll tell you your oil life, how long until you need to have your car serviced. And then in terms of second-hand car sales, I know we have this whole thing of people turning the clocks back on cars, people lying about, oh, this car has never been modified or it's been driven in a certain way and I haven't missed any services kind of thing. If you are about to sell your vehicle, you can tell that person, download the app, and then you basically authorize them on your end to see the life of the vehicle, to see if it's been serviced on time. They can see different parameters and gauge that this car has actually been treated well. All in all, it's not that gimmicky. Yes, you're going to want to show your friends because there's some cool features, but it's features that you're actually going to use. Ford Ranger off-roading in the wild coast with some cool tech. What's not to love? Anyway guys, that's all for now. Be free, be you, Liberable out.